Hello and welcome. If you are new, my name is Veronica. If not, welcome back. And today's topic is going to be about grief. And the reason why I decided to do grief as a topic, I just thought it was a great occasion for it. Grief comes in different ways, and the reason why I said occasion is because my dad actually passed away 8 years ago. And so I'm going to be talking a little bit about my journey. And like I said, grief comes in different ways. So it can be either, yes, losing someone because they transcended, or it can be grieving a relationship, grieving a friendship, grieving a career, whatever it is. And so they're very similar, kind of, but really, I think the main thing, I know for me, grieving my dad's loss was one of the hardest things I had to go through. And what really helped me, I know, is time, for sure. I know when it's fresh, we sometimes, it's such a huge change. So there's a grief cycle, and it can be denial, bargaining, anger, and there's a couple other ones, and you can search it up, but you're going to have different emotions, and understanding and accepting that everyone goes through grief differently. Whatever loss it is that you're going through, it's going to look different for you than it is for someone else. And whatever you're feeling is valid. So make room for grief and validate whatever it is that you're feeling, because it is just an emotion. Also remember that emotions are just energy flowing through. So the more you feel, the more you'll heal. So feel to heal. So you have to honestly feel whatever it is, and the more you suppress it, the more it's going to be, the more you're going to actually hold on to it. So for sure, time, I think, just acknowledging that over time it will get better, whatever kind of grief that you are going through. And also being kind and compassionate towards yourself, especially if it's fresh. So for me, it took me, they say that it takes up to 7 to 8 years for you to get over the grief cycle. And I think that's kind of accurate, because it's 8 years and I'm starting to feel better. I know for the first 3-4 years, it wasn't easy. I would still cry, and now, yeah, there's moments of sadness, but it's not as intense. It's more accepting. And for me, what helped me at least was taking it as a lesson and seeing it with gratitude, that it's part of evolution, that we will always go back home. This right here is temporary, is a journey, and that is just a reminder. When people transcend, it's just a reminder that we're always going to go back home where we belong, and this is just a journey that we're going through. And our higher self knew that that we chose, for example, this is going to get a little confusing maybe, but our higher self, my higher self, chose a dad that was going to pass away at that time. And I did that because I thought that it was going to teach me something, that I was going to evolve somehow from it. So having that gratitude and just having that mindset shift, that having, also I think what it did as well is it really allowed me to look at the world, look at life at a different perspective, a perspective of gratitude, of being present, of being kind and compassionate to the people that you love. And yes, during the grief cycle, there were moments of regret, there were moments of anger, there were moments that I did not, that was trying to blame others, things like that, or I was suppressing it, ignoring it. And that is all valid, because just remember, this is your journey. And the sooner that you allow yourself to feel everything in a way, it's not going to be easy. Sometimes it's very challenging, but the sooner you're able to just go through the grieving cycle, allow yourself to feel, validate those emotions, and come to acceptance, you will see the message that where you were meant to see. So for example, for me, it was having that gratitude that I had that person in my life then, and kind of like energy. This is how it helped me, at least, seeing it as energy that, at that moment, energy doesn't ever die. So for example, for me, this is what helped me, how it helps me kind of see it, is that this person transcends, right? So I like celebrating, like for example, today I lit a candle up and I kind of did a little like ritual or like gratitude for the life that this person had here. Instead of seeing it as negative, I try to switch it as a positive, because today my dad transcended back to where he came from, right? And also acknowledging that I was part of that person's life. So I somehow received some of his energy, like his teachings, what he taught me in life, the moments we shared together. So all those things, they will never be erased, right? They're part of me, they're part of my evolution. So also seeing it that way. And also I love, like for today, like since he passed away today, I also do another thing where I'm really present, and I love having gratitude for the people I currently have right now, because sometimes we take people for granted, we take situations for granted. So I love coming back and grounding myself and acknowledging that the people I have now in my life, that I love them. I love, messaging them today, letting them know how much I love them. And, because they're not going to be here all the time, and that's just a truth, right? So that's one thing that really helped me, and just acknowledging and accepting and validating whatever emotions arise. So whatever you're feeling, it's okay. And I know something that helped me a lot when I was going through that grieving process with me and my siblings is we respected however we were showing up. So someone might have more anger, someone might not cry, someone might be more dismissive of their own emotions. And instead of saying, oh, maybe this person didn't miss them, or oh, having anger, or blaming this person, or maybe whatever, just respecting how everyone's going through grief and coming back to me and how I feel, and just having that open space, and also seeking help if that's necessary, going to talk to someone professionally, or journaling, or whatever it might be. So I think that's another thing that I would really recommend. And other than that, even if someone, whenever it is a family member, let's say passed away or whatever it might be, also I think not just respecting others' emotions or how they're grieving, but someone might say something to you, because they're also grieving. So they might project something towards you, but also just taking things lightly and having compassion not only for yourself but for them as well, I think really helps, because when you're going through a grief, you can be easily triggered. And so just coming back and having that compassion, that is not easy, not only for yourself but for everyone else. And I think that really helped. Other than that, I think time is the best thing. I know sometimes that's not the best answer, especially when it's fresh. Like, you don't want to sit like 8 years. That's a long time. But with time, it really does heal everything. And also just validating whatever you feel, and being compassionate with yourself. And it is okay to feel upset. It is okay to feel angry. It is okay to, just be sad or whatever it is. Like, just validating everything is so important, and just having the most compassionate part of yourself, being loving to yourself throughout this journey. And also trying to seek healthy habits, because also when you're going through grief, it might be easy to try to suppress things or numb yourself with like alcohol or cannabis or digital distraction or whatever it might be, gossiping, whatever. So just, it's okay to sometimes do that. There's no judgment towards yourself either, but always trying to do healthier things for yourself, honoring yourself, trying to show up for yourself as well, not forgetting about yourself during this time, and trying to do your best to feel the emotions, to allow that energy to suppress that you've been suppressing, to allow that energy to flow through, those emotions to flow through. And also, I think, feel to heal. Feel to heal. Allow those emotions to flow through. And I was gonna say one more thing that I kind of forgot, but I think that's like the best thing you can honestly do, is just be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself, allow yourself to feel those things, and have gratitude, and try to do that mindset shift where, like I said earlier, for myself, is celebrating life instead of, ending it with, oh, this is just it, I lost something. So instead of switching it to, I'm grateful that I had this in my life, and now this person is transcending to their home, like where we're all gonna end up. And sometimes when things are we're not aware of something, or we're not comfortable with something, or we're not as knowledgeable of something, we tend to fear it. So I know what helped me was connecting more with my spirituality. And once I was able to connect more with that spirituality, I was able to understand it more and kind of accept that more in a way. So that's another thing that really helped me. But this was just a short video to really, if you are going through something, or if you are going through a loss, the things that helped me a lot, and hopefully they help you somehow, you grab some type of wisdom or knowledge that you can utilize that will help this journey, go through this journey easier. And I know that I say that lightly because there's no really easy way to go through something like this, but if so, let me know, and I will talk to you all on the next episode. Bye.